A delegation of 6 from the University of Waikato left for Colombia over the weekend, headed to the World Indigenous Business Forum. The rōpū will be away for 8 days and plans to engage with Indigenous Muisca people who are hosting the event on their ancestral lands. Nathan Vrahui no Ngāti Whātua Ngāpuhi is Māori Business Capes project lead, along with Luke Moss from Ngāti Maniapoto. Te Hononga a Kiwa alumni with us now from Colombia. Tēnā kōrua, thank you for joining us.
Kia ora, tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe.
Nathan, how did this trip come about?
Pātai pai. So I suppose for me, working with the Centres of Asia Pacific Excellence, we've been running our Māori business program Te Hononga a Kiwa since 2018. So we would take our students and Māori businesses over to engage face-to-face internationally. But COVID's put a damper on that put a damper on everything for everyone. So we had to adjust the way we did things, and we turned our program into a bit of an online program instead over the last couple of years. But now with the borders opening up and everyone feeling a bit safer to travel now, there was an opportunity for the World Indigenous Business Forum. I believe it's the first one they've had back in person since COVID. So we had an opportunity to bring some of our alumni over to present on some of the stuff that we get to do in Aotearoa.
Beautiful. Luke, you only left this weekend. What's the experience been like so far, and what's on the agenda for the next 8 days?
Yeah, we haven't slept in vertically yet. We've only slept on the plane for a couple of hours. We flew into Santiago, Chile yesterday. It's currently, what is it? It's like 7, 8 o'clock at night over here. It's 6 o'clock at night. It's been cool. We spent some time in Chile, got a good look over there. We're now just coming to Colombia. We've gone around the city of Bogota at the moment and looking forward to the next 6 days as it unfolds. And
who else is traveling with you, Nathan?
Kapai, so there's 6 in our delegation. So this year for one of our programs at Waikato for the Capes, we run a tailored alumni program. We've now got an alumni network of over 100 that have been through our initial program. So Luke's part of the alumni program, so he got to join for that. We've got 2 more alumni, Kayla Martin and Renee Cherry. And then we've got 2 other Cape staff, Rachel Kingi and Natalie Lulia. So a nice little solid cohort. So it's nice and tight. But we get to meet some of the other delegates that are travelling from Aotearoa, hopefully tomorrow or the next day.
And what a great opportunity. Luke, what are you hoping to achieve? What does good look like for you?
I think the biggest thing I want to do is just try and make some connections for Māori. Actually, in particular, Ngāti Maniapoto, if I could be biased, just make some connections, not just sort of use this to, go to the conference, present and then go home, but actually make sure that when we're coming over here, we're making this hononga, a part of Te Hononga a Kiwa, to make those connections, not for me, but so, when I have grandkids, it's not an odd thing, we're not getting caught up by Māori television to do an interview. They'd be like, boring, everybody goes over to Colombia. So the hope is that we can start making some connections for whānau and start getting our people over here.
And what relationships are you hoping to build with other Indigenous people during this trip? And how do you hope Māori business will benefit?
The biggest hope is that actually our marae in Ngāti Maniapoto, we got funded with assistance from the Capes team to take 8 of our whānau over to Brazil next year. So the hope is that while I'm over here is build enough networks so that trip can go smoothly, because no one of my whānau has been to Brazil, except for one of my aunties, Auntie Tari. She's been over to Latin America. So that's like the biggest hope, is that we can get some of these connections, and then when our trip goes across next year for 8 of our Te Piriru Papakainga whānau, it's a smooth trip and they're getting just as much as I'm getting. and I'm making all these connections with Indigenous people, and hopefully we can make a long-term relationship with the Indigenous people over here. That's sort of the biggest goal for me, and then I think it'll naturally progress into this business space, into our marae space and development for our people.
And Nathan, for you, what does good look like? What kind of relationships are you hoping to build with other Indigenous people?
Yeah, well, as I sort of mentioned, having to do our program and adjust it to an online setting over the last couple of years, still been very grateful that we've got that opportunity to do things digitally, but with our Indigenous connections we've been having online, it's not the same. Us as Māori people know kanohi ki te kanohi is always best. You can't get to share in the same presence as each other, you can't be on the same whenua. And as we always say with our Indigenous whānau, we don't get to share a kai after we've had a kōrero together too. So yeah, just really looking forward to actually coming together and being able to do things face to face. I think, it's really important for us. So looking forward to that the most.
Beautiful, brothers. Enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the time away. Nathan Rahui and Luke Moss, thank you so much for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your trip and all the best.
Kia ora, ngā mihi.